You're listening to El Americano Podcast, where barbershop talk meets backyard carne asada energy. Hosted by yours truly, Adam Lee, a Central Valley original, fueled by strong opinions and questionable sources. Yeah, I take deep dives and I get lost sometimes, but don't we all? From pop culture to sports, I'm here to stir the pot, crack some jokes, and keep it 100. All with that Americano twist, baby. No filter, all gas, no brakes, and all over the road. This is El Americano Podcast. So, my name's Adam Lee. I brought my friends here together from different walks of where I come from. We're all from the same town, but we have a common thing that we like to do, which is fantasy. And fantasy is right around the corner. It's here. So Anthony has been playing for 3 years now. And the reason I brought him in, because the way he thinks about stuff's a little bit different from everyone else. We have Sugar Shane here. That is is it Z? Gen Z or X? What do we say? I think it was so yeah. So we have a millennial, Gen Z. We're gonna leave you out of it because you don't want to be a part of anything.
I'm not a millennial.
He's not a millennial. He's a hybrid. I'm a fossil. I'm an X. Yes, I am a fossil. And today is my birthday, by the way. So I'll let you guys know that now.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So I sent you guys a list. That list consists of my rankings of where I see teams. What on there did you guys see were like, hey, you're full of shit? Let's just get right into it.
Well, let's start from the top, baby.
Okay, let's start from the list.
You know, we should.
The AFC South.
We should have put your whole draft board right here.
Yeah. Well, let's focus. Yeah.
That way we can all laugh right away.
Yeah. We can pull it up. Yeah. Hey, this is day one. This is day one.
Little mock draft right now.
I do agree though with you.
Okay, so the AFC South. Okay, Houston's good. Houston's really good. And you notice I put the X because they're winning the division. Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Tennessee. I think that's a no-brainer. I think Houston, they messed up by trading Larry Tunsil, but you see that they've had a lot of receivers, a lot of young receivers. They got rid of Diggs. Diggs, we see, is a problem everywhere he goes. Houston, everybody this year, this time last year, everybody was all over CJ Stroud's nuts. All over his nuts. Just like the way they're all over Jalen Daniels. I think Stroud is a G. I think they're going to win the division. I think they're well coached. I think they're going to be all right. Now, any objection? Everybody feels okay on that? I have Houston, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Tennessee. You guys feel okay with that? Is that pretty? Okay.
I feel like the only thing I feel
that's what you got. Right there?
I sent it to you.
I already. I feel like I feel pretty different about the AFC West. I feel like Broncos actually might win that division.
Okay, I like the Broncos too. I think everybody likes the Broncos. I think what Sean Payton did there and was able to just come in, make Drew Brees out of Bo Nix, and then you see the way he's doing everything. But what sucks in that division is that you have Jim Harbaugh, you have Andy Reid, you have Pete Carroll. Yeah. I mean, you have nothing but good coaches. Like when you really, really these might be the 4 best coaches in the NFL. So that's why the Raiders, hey, great job. 6 games. Pat on the back. You were in 10 of them. You guys could have had a great season, but just not this year. And that's why I think they need to be very careful. I don't want to go too much off topic, but they need to be very careful when using their rookie running back and don't use them very much. How do you feel about that as being a Raider fan?
Well, being a Raider fan, we'll get to that. But why don't we get back to the AFC South, right?
Oh, we want to go back. I
got some points in the AFC South.
Okay,
right? Why skip over it, right?
Okay.
That's cool.
The Jaguars, solid team. Okay? Very solid.
Make or break Trevor Lawrence.
But this is
I think he needs a haircut. I think he needs to cut all his hair off.
Start something new.
I think he needs to do something new. That's what I think.
Let's hear it.
What Trevor Lawrence needs is a team like the Eagles. He will never be successful on a team where he's got to work, where he's got to scramble and
make plays
like Baker did. Listen, Baker got that man paid. Cohen, that lopsided dude with his face all crooked, and Duval, he's a dweeb. Yeah. He's a dweeb, and those alphas in that locker room are gonna pick him apart. If he don't win, he's done. He's done.
Trevor Lawrence for sure is done. And now that they got Hunter and they got all these guys, but you know what? They lost Evan Ingram. Yeah. I don't know. I felt like Evan Ingram was like his little blankie. He could always dump the ball to him. I don't know where Evan Ingram went, but I do know they don't have him anymore. And I think Trevor Lawrence, if they don't make the playoffs, they're done.
What's wild
I think he's got to win a game as well.
What's wild is this. Cam Ward in Tennessee, because of that division being so weak, and if old boy from Houston, if he doesn't show up, because they might have solved something with the QB. Lost his name. CJ Stroud, right? He came up. I love CJ Stroud.
He's a stud.
I don't know though. Mixon
Great rookie
really
season, but to fall flat on your face, if that confidence gets shattered, that's a wrap. I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee messes around and does something special because that division is so weak.
The division is weak, but then I look on the defensive side and they're a little long at the tooth.
Strong.
Simmons is a good defensive tackle, but he's been around a while now. And I look at the outside the perimeter. They brought in the guys. Is it Snead? They brought him from Kansas City. What, a year ago, 2 years ago? Like, they really don't have a lot of pieces on defense. And offensive wise, like, he's a rookie quarterback. I just think there's a lot there that we don't know.
Cam Ward?
Yeah, with Cam Ward. And then the coach, I get it. But Callahan killed it in Cincinnati because he had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. You know what I mean? What do you have in Tennessee? You don't have great receivers.
What about Anthony Richardson?
What you have is a very, very poor division. That's what you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what the
But
benefit.
that's a lot to overcome, though. I don't see them coming out.
Colts, garbage. Anthony Richardson, done.
I think I'm safe
Terrible
to say
pick.
Anthony Richardson's a bust at this point.
He's a bust.
I
Who's the
think he's a
backup
bust.
quarterback?
He's a
for
bust.
him?
Well, Daniel Jones is going to be the
that's
starter.
what- yeah,
Daniel Jones is going to be the starter.
Let's not get started on Daniel Jones.
I love Daniel Jones, by the
I
way.
think Anthony
I even
Richardson
looked
is
up-
the
Let's not
starter
get
this
started.
year.
No, he's not going to
Listen,
be a starter.
Jaguars
be
can
all right.
obviously make a move, right? They got some pieces. They got the new hot coach who Baker got paid, by the way. That man should thank Baker, send them a really nice birthday gift. But Jaguars obviously have a shot. Houston will win that division.
Hands down.
Easy.
Hands down.
Strong defense.
Probably
That's why I have them, and I have no one else making like a wild card or anything else because the other divisions are too stacked. Like the AFC West, like I was talking about. The AFC West, I see the Chargers making the playoffs and the Chiefs. I have the Broncos and the Raiders missing out in the playoffs.
I think Broncos make it though. I think they squeeze in because I just looked up. Evan Ingram went to the Broncos.
Okay. That's a good pickup for Evan Ingram to go there because you think about Jimmy Graham, you think about other tight ends that have been in the Sean Payton's offense.
The only tight end that has any relevance in that division would be
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. Okay,
But he has to really match what he did last year though. That's kind of hard to do.
Listen,
It's
Brock
going to be hard to
Bowers,
do, but a lot easier with Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Oh, Geno
Geno Smith, yes.
But he doesn't
Yeah,
really
right.
lock up with tight ends too well though, to be honest with me. I feel like in Seattle he didn't take it.
Well, he didn't utilize Noah Fant.
Yeah, that's why I'm like
It was like Disley, Will Disley or something?
Disley, yeah. Will.
Yeah, was it him? Like, yeah.
He doesn't
They're going to
really
base their
maneuver
offense a little bit
the-
more off
He's got a
Brock
point.
Bowers.
But
He
who
doesn't.
knows?
Geno Smith doesn't
But
really
who
throw the
knows?
ball
Pete
to tight
Carroll-
ends.
Pete Carroll is hella smart. He could definitely.
But Bowers is
the guy.
Brock
a
Bowers
G.
is the only NCAA football player that I've ever watched and said that man as a freshman could play in the NFL.
oh, he's a
Sure.
stud.
No, he's badass.
He's a
He is
stud.
the stud. He can separate. He can dominate you with his size. He can block. He can do it all.
You know what it is? It's what it is. It's the Joe Burrow effect. Like, you look at Joe Burrow and you're like, you're a badass quarterback. And I think when we look at Brock Bowers and people look at his headshot, they're like,
He don't look like
he don't look like a stud.
But
But
he is,
see,
though.
he's a stud. He's a stud, though. And I think that's why a lot of people, well, on the West Coast, everybody knows what's up. You know what I mean? Brock Bowers is going to go early in California in fantasy drafts.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure. He should go
absolute
early
beast.
regardless. But he is the number one tight end. He's a stud.
The bad thing about it though, it gives teams another year to kind of like since this is your guys' main weapon from last year, let's kind of
Start taking away.
You know, they learn just like how you learn.
He's a great piece, but it sucks when you have a tight end because it's hard to like okay,
because he might need to be doing more blocking now than anything because
they're
they got
gonna
a
run the
running
ball.
back now. They just got a running back.
they have studs. Who's their wide receiver one?
Jacoby Myers. We got Thornton.
he's good.
You know what you
Thornton
should
out
have
of
said?
Tennessee. We got
Brock
pieces.
Bowers.
No, we got pieces. No, our number one is Chip Kelly. Okay, that
yes.
man's making what, $6 million? How much is he making?
I don't
Somewhere around
know.
that
He's making
motherfucker.
good.
To call the offense, that's it. That's all.
And that's his calling card. That's what he's been known to do.
Yeah,
LaShawn
but
McCoy tore it up, even though he didn't like him.
But he also
That's our
ruins
MVP.
offenses though too. Chip Kelly's not.
And then the offensive line is good. The offensive line for the Raiders is good. But
very underrated.
I think they're going to, everybody's going to know.
listen.
They're going to be able to run the ball for sure.
At the end of the day, and I hate to say it, and shout out Raider Nation, love y'all, right? But Chiefs are winning that division. Okay, they're getting one of the most dynamic players in that division back that nobody's talking about. Okay, I love my mom's Mexican rice. Okay. This year, it's about Sidney Rice. He might lose out on 4 or 5 games, but Sidney Rice is a baller. That man is going to show up this year.
For the Chiefs?
100%.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Rasheed Rice?
Rasheed Rice.
Rasheed Rice. I'm sorry.
Rasheed Rice.
Okay, that's what I was
Rasheed
like.
Yeah.
Rice.
They're
Rasheed
actually
Rice.
Right, yeah.
He went off last year.
Rasheed
Yeah,
Rice
he had a
is
good
gonna
6 games or 4
ball.
games.
But he also
He balled
also
out
has
for
to go
4
through his
games
court cases though, and still finish.
No,
it out.
that's all done with.
Oh, it's already done.
I think
That's all done
I think
with.
you like the
He had a
Raiders.
good. He had a great
start.
He had a
The,
great.
the
start.
only thing right now, and it's dropping them back in some drafts, is that he'll probably lose out on 4 or 5 games. But I'm telling you right now, he was a top tier receiver.
Yeah, I had
He
him.
was in the top 5 in the rankings in
Say he
fantasy.
loses 5 games, but at the end of the season, you got a number 1 receiver. You got 2 number 1 receivers because you drafted this guy at 20, 27,
Hollywood.
28 receiver. But this guy comes in putting up number 1 numbers.
Then you still got Kelsey and stuff like
Well, then that leads me to this point. Kelsey's deteriorating.
He's not
This
the same.
man works in between the numbers like nobody's business. On top of
They're gonna
having
need someone to step up.
the greatest offensive coordinator to ever set foot on a field in Andy Reid, Sidney Rice, I'm sorry, Rasheed Rice,
Rasheed Rice.
he's going to ball out.
I hear all that.
He's going to ball
But
out.
the reason I like the Chargers is because they're going to be able to do all that.
But they also got a sweet receiver core. They even
Why-
got Hollywood
why the
Brown
Chargers?
still.
Chargers going to be facing an 11-man box because no receivers.
And Herbert's going to show you that he's that guy.
Hey, McConkey.
And Herbert is the top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
You have
Well, they
him
also
over
got
the
That's
Chiefs.
all because there's things he can do that a lot of other guys can't do.
But Najee just went to the Chargers too, so maybe
Yeah.
he can boost up their run.
Well, they have
game a
that
little
rookie
bit.
running back too that I love too. So and they have great tackles. And hardball. That's all he does is run the ball. You taught me that. You know what I mean? They run the ball.
He loves running the ball, but the Raiders also have his kryptonite and Pete Carroll. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we will see.
I like the Chargers. I like the Chargers and the
I still
Chiefs.
got Broncos, man.
We still got a lot more to cover. So the
I like the
AFC
Chiefs
East, I think the one thing that stands out, I hope that you guys notice, is that I have the Patriots over the Jets and Miami, but Patriots missing the playoffs.
I think Jets are a little higher.
I do too after thinking about it, but I think the Patriots have 2 things. One, I think they might, just by looking at this, I feel like I can say this already. I think Tua is a cool quarterback, but I think Drake May is going to be better than him this year. I think he's a better quarterback than people give him credit for. I think he's going to start showing everybody, hey, I'm going to be the quarterback of the Patriots for a while. You need to start adding pieces and building around me because he's the real deal. And I feel like the Bills are going to win the division. A little quick side note on the Bills. Joey Bosa is playing for them. I think that's going to do great for his career. I feel like he's always getting hurt, but I feel like they have 5-6 defensive ends and they're going to be able to rotate him and he's going to stay healthy. And they're saying that he's happy. They're saying he loves the culture in Buffalo. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to be competing for the overall best record in the AFC this year. I think they're ready to take the next step. And I think they added more pieces. And I think Joey Bosa is going to be a big piece of that. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to add to that division, but that's how I feel. We can move on to the AFC North because I know you guys have a lot to say.
I think we can, throw
a few
something
things
in
out
there,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Give me
AFC
some-
I think
right?
Miami has.
Listen,
I think Miami can.
Miami should be a little better
beat
than the
Jets.
bottom of the bottom. But no, I think Jets are like 2. I
think the Jets- you think
I
the
think
Jets-
Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson.
Do you think another team makes the playoffs other than the Bills in that division? Because you got to remember, somebody's got to go.
Broke his toe, right?
No, I'm not talking. Well, he did, but I don't think it's that major. But yeah, I don't think they'll probably make. Obviously, you got to. AFC is just kind of like it's almost impossible to be mediocre in that division.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
In that side, so I would say it's kind of
Which
hard.
I only have one wild card right now. It's the Chiefs, and the reason is because the AFC North is sending 3 teams to the playoffs.
Oh, for sure.
I'll tell
teams.
you what, out of that division, it's a weak division. The Jets aren't doing much.
I don't think so
They're
either.
doing what the Bears did a few years ago. They're gonna rush the ball. They're gonna run the ball.
Yeah.
Brees Hall
Hall.
will probably put up nice numbers. Okay, Justin Fields will run the ball.
He already got hurt already.
Garrett Wilson, I don't know why you'd sign that contract.
He should have.
I don't know why you would. But
He-
hopefully,
he's a stud receiver. It's just he's in a bad
but
situation.
hopefully they end up
he's
in last
badass.
place and they can draft a receiver. Okay, Brees Hall, nice out of there.
Yep.
Because of Justin Fields.
And a good offensive line.
He dislocated his toe. He'll be back. He'll be all right. He needs to, right? To get that money.
Get that money.
He will be back, right? The Patriots, to me, got a great coach.
That Vrabel's
Tennessee Titans dropped the ball getting rid of him.
good. They did.
Okay?
Yeah.
They're going to they're going to put up a solid defense. Okay, that's number one. They're going to run the ball, which they drafted the kid at Ohio State, Travion Henderson.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
They already have Ramondre Stevenson.
And
right?
you know they're going to
Running
stick to the script. They're going to stick to the script.
They got a stud QB already, Drake May, that can make all the throws in that cold weather, right? So when it starts getting cold, they're playing that solid defense, pounding that rock.
They're going to show signs of life this year, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
They got decent weapons outside. They might not make the playoffs because of the AFC, right? Or
Yeah.
I mean, it's
all I'm saying is that you're going to see
NFL.
signs of a team like, hey, keep your eye on this team.
But listen, we can't completely count out Miami.
I think Miami's
True,
done.
but you got to
Okay.
think though.
We
You
can't
got to
completely
You
count
got to
out.
beat out
I,
Houston, Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, Bills, Cincinnati. Still,
Broncos
Ravens.
falling flat on their face, man.
Nah, that defense is
Bo
legit.
Nix ain't that special.
He can
Bo
mark
Nix
my
here
words.
too.
That
I'm gonna
defense
tell
it
you
was hard for
legit.
me to keep the Broncos out of the playoffs because of Sean Payton
I
and
would
what he
not be
did last year. And Bo Nix is confident. He's confident. I don't even think he's good. I think he's just confident.
Yeah,
and that
knows.
says a lot. I just that's how I felt on that. And the Jets, like I said, I'm not a big fan of their quarterback. Miami, I think the Tua experiment's about to end. I think that team needs a better quarterback. And I'm going to tell you right now, hot take. I got a hot take for you. Kyle Murray will be the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins next year. Watch. Keep your eye on that.
He might be, but that don't mean much.
That don't mean much. That's not a hot take. No.
what
Not
does
that
it
it's
matter?
not a hot take.
That's like saying Daniel Jones went to the Colts. Who cares? They all suck.
No. But they're going to go there because if Kyle Murray links up with that coach, if that's the 49ers offense, that's Shanahan. What do you think he's going to do? What do you think he's going to do? You want a quarterback that can move.
So what's holding? I mean, I guess we can get to the NFC.
Tua can't move.
No, we
That's
got
the
one
problem.
more. Got one more AFC.
Okay, so the AFC North, we have the Browns finishing last
I don't see
because Joe Flacco's going to be their quarterback,
Not enough.
and they're going to be competitive, but they're going to lose a lot of games.
I know you're Cincinnati, but I don't see them winning the division though.
Oh, you want to go straight to the top? Okay, you want to talk about the Bengals?
No, I was just saying. Like I'm looking at the list. I just don't think Cincinnati wins the division. I think Ravens win the division.
Yeah,
I think that's where I just think that.
I think I'm going based off last year, and we could have did this woulda, coulda, shoulda. But at the end of the day, yeah, with everyone. But I think what we saw last year is the Bengals just dismantle defenses. Everybody had trouble moving the ball against the Broncos. The Broncos defense is badass. We're paying them to the second to the last week of the season, and they're in dire need of a win. And what does Joe Burrow do? Carve them up. What does Joe Burrow do? Carve everybody up when we needed him to. This offense is the same. Nothing has changed. If anything, they've gotten better. They've added better pieces. The defense needs to play a little bit better. We have the best quarterback and the best receiver in the NFL.
But also has something to go with that too, though, because last year Cincinnati should have went to the playoffs. Really,
should have.
No, they should have. But there was towards the last game of the year where it mattered the most. He's lost that game on purpose.
Yes, for them not to get
because
in.
they knew
They didn't want him to let him in.
they knew if they win.
I'm going to tell you another thing. The Bengals dictate everything that happens in the AFC North. 2 trades in the AFC North. Is it 2? Yeah. Jalen Ramsey got traded from Miami to where? Pittsburgh to play nickelback because they got to cover all the receivers. Another trade that happened, Jair Alexander got traded from Green Bay to Baltimore. Another DB. Everyone's doing things to compete against the Bengals in that division because if you cannot cover them, you're, how should I say, fucked because they're explosive. Shout out to Andre Josevich, the third receiver.
You're really good.
You don't want to get me started. The Bengals are just, I'm a Bengals fan.
Yeah, we
Obviously,
can tell.
I'm a
Yeah, we
Bengals
can
fan.
tell.
But you know,
Can we tell?
No, but it's just it's not that I'm a fanatic
Josevich.
or a fan. It's just, take a look at the body of work. What's happening? Joe Burrow is surgical. The way he just drives down the field and carves people up. You see it. I've been on this Joe Burrow kick from day one. You've known me now.
Yeah.
And everything I've told you is pretty much happened. The thing that happens is that he runs into bad luck. And everybody does. What he did last year and what he's going to do this year, you keep watching. I think Joe Burrow's going to throw 50 touchdowns. I think he's coming after Peyton Manning's record.
And maybe they get in the playoffs with him.
No.
I just think they
because last year he
overspent.
throws for 41 and they don't make the
Overall,
playoffs.
they overspent. They overspent.
Yeah,
on
they
the 2 years. Don't get me
definitely-
wrong. Jamar Chase deserved it.
No, if we
but-
would not spent that money, then it would have been like stupid Bengals didn't spend the money.
No.
They spent the money on the team. They needed to. They had to keep those guys
But
together.
T. Higgins though.
You know what?
But
If
his
Joe
contract
wants
is
him-
super strict.
Okay, so do you think that they could have went a different route and paid for someone
No,
else?
I'm actually, I was really surprised that they spent on him. And I'm obviously I'm glad
Would you
for
have
Adam
would,
that they
would,
did.
Would you have spent that money on them?
I think they overpaid a little bit,
We
but
did.
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
That money was over. That's what it was.
They got to keep the man happy, okay? Joe Burrow happy, because if he's not happy, he's gone. He's going to force a trade out of there. And to me, I don't think Joe Burrow is there in the next 3 years. I think he's gone.
I don't
He
think
won't
leaves.
be there
Oh,
because
man.
the owner
Now, that's
of the
a hot take.
Bengals, the owner
Yeah, that's
of
a
the
hot take.
Bengals is ruining that team. Okay, he's a distraction. Jimmy Johnson said it best. The 3 most important parts of an NFL club are this: owner, owner, owner. Okay,
The owner
the
dictates everything.
Bengals have the worst owner in the NFL. He's a distraction, and anybody that's worth their salt will tell you that a distraction is the worst thing you can have for an NFL club, and that's what he's doing. And that'll be the Bengals' downfall. Ain't no way that team's going anywhere deep in the
I've
playoffs.
been a Bengal fan since 1989, and our team has not had a practice facility, and the name of the stadium was the name of the owner. And Joe Burrow showed up, and we got a different name to the stadium. We got a new facility. The fans, the ticket prices have gone up. Joe Burrow is the fucking man. And if Joe Burrow says he wants somebody to come and play, they do it. Mike Brown started to realize that it's just the Trey Hendrickson deal. All this other money, it's hard because I think they have a lot of money that's not like they don't have the actual money. It's still coming in, I think. I that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's something financial like that because he is a tight ass. I know Mike Brown, not like that, but I know he never wants to spend money.
Yeah.
But come on, the Bengals are going to have the best record in the AFC.
Okay, listen. You brought up the point that the Bengals are going to move the ball. They're going to carve up offenses. Was that the issue with the Bengals last year? What was the issue?
The defense could not
And
stop a
what
nosebleed.
did they? So they hired the Notre Dame defensive coordinator.
Yes.
What did they do? Did they bring in a stud D tackle that they, by the way, let go to the Lions?
Yeah, but
Okay.
he was a little longer than 2. They didn't even play last year. He popped his quad 3 times.
I told you from the
Talking
jump
about,
that was the
DJ
worst
Reader.
move.
There you go. Yeah.
Worst move. Okay.
And then we drafted some D tackles, Chris Jenkins, some young guys, and then we brought
What's
in
up with that Stewart kid?
Stewart.
He's the one that's sitting out right now.
Yeah, his issue right now is that his contract, it's something that they only know, but it's weird because the owner and then the agent are saying 2 different things,
Distraction.
and someone's messing something up. Somebody's not being honest. Someone, you got this person saying this, you got this person saying that. And Trey Henderson does deserve a raise. And they need to open up the Velcro wallet, like, cause that's what everybody makes fun of it. And they need to hook him up. They need to give him his feria. They need to give him his cash. But there's no doubt in my mind the Bengals are going to be there at the end of the year.
And listen, man, we got the Ravens in that division. All they do is get better. All they do is draft well. You got Lamar Jackson balling out. Man, you got a running game. You got King
You do.
Henry.
They're a good team.
You got a strong
And you got
defense.
Jair
year
Alexander
in,
They're the
over there.
second
year
best
out.
team in that in
So then why?
No,
so why are they
they're
ranked
winning the
third?
division. They're winning the division.
They're winning the
The
division.
Bengals didn't do anything to help their defense. They're winning the division. Do the
You're
Bengals,
telling me-
Do the Bengals come in and make the playoffs this year? Probably. They make some kicks. They're going to make the playoffs. But at the end of the day, their defense is garbage. Their owner's garbage, and he's a distraction. And that's it.
But at the end of the day, they do need a little bit of a defense. They probably are going to make a move throughout the season to
I don't
add
think so.
more defense.
I think there's a lot of guys on the other side of the ball that
So
are
would
like
you have
dying for
spent your
contract.
guys' money on the defense?
Well, yeah,
No.
you weren't struggling on offense. You were struggling on defense.
Do you think T. Higgins would have took the deal if he had?
I would have got rid of T. Higgins
That-
and went
it
and picked
doesn't-
up
it don't-
a defensive piece. That's what I would have did.
Yeah, it don't work quite like that because I mean he's due a raise and he's under a contract for 1 more year. So like he wanted the raise from last year. They were not going to give it to him. So now he feels entitled to it because everybody's making a boatload of money more than him, and he had actually better stats. But it's neither here nor there. How do you feel about the Steelers being ranked above the Ravens? You think
don't.
that's crazy?
I still think Ravens should be 1, Cincinnati, and then Steelers, maybe. But Browns, we're all sleeping on the Browns. A
no,
little
the
bit.
Browns are not going to be that good.
They're not good. I'm just saying they could have a lot of potential. They got 4 quarterbacks in that room. One of them is bound to be good, I guess.
Well, let's go with the theme of distractions and what Aaron Rodgers does to a team.
He does.
Oh, yeah,
he
no,
does.
that's right.
But I
Went to
think
the
he has to
Steelers?
humble his ass. I think he has to humble his ass this year because everybody's starting to realize he's the problem. He's the common denominator.
Right.
So he's got to be more humble. And Mike Tomlin will be his daddy. Mike Tomlin's going to be like, hey, yo mando, I run the show. And I think he's going to fall in line.
think Rodgers
And I think
is
that
older than
defense
him.
is good. I think they're so opportunistic, man. Last year they were winning games with Russell Wilson, and it was the weirdest things would happen. They would win because they keep locked in the whole game and they take chances on little opportunities. They get them and they run with it and they win games.
I wish they would have ran that back.
But they also got DK now.
I wish they would have ran that back with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson.
I think they had to move on. They had to go with Aaron Rodgers.
That was a good duo.
They needed to push the ball down the field. And I think Russell Wilson was just gun shy. And Aaron Rodgers is gonna be like, okay, well, hike, boom, throw it when they need to. And they have great running backs. Johnson's gonna be good as a rookie. He's gonna kill it.
Love Johnson.
And Warren's always been solid. And the offensive line is okay.
Jalen Warren competes, gonna make Johnson better.
The defense is solid as well.
But you know what? They don't have, listen, timing routes. DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers will not jive this year. I don't believe they will. DK Metcalf runs a slant and he runs a go. And that's it.
Well, they're probably the top 3 guys when it says to, like, you know, when you're younger and you're doing sports and the coach says, hey, don't throw a tantrum, you know, don't show up your teammates. They're probably the 2 worst guys at that. So that's a possibility of that, you know, imploding as well, because Aaron Rodgers does pout and DK Metcalf does pout as well. So that could happen.
I see that going downhill.
I see Mike Tomlin doing a good job and, you know, putting them over their knee and spanking them when they're being bad, because Mike Tomlin don't mess around. Yeah, Omar Epps does not mess around.
Yeah. Well, Aaron Rodgers might drive that dude to retirement this year. You know, I'll tell you that much right now.
You know,
because he will not. And they will not succeed this year.
Well, the defense got rid of Minka Fitzpatrick for Ramsey.
Yep, because they wanted to go more to link up in the nickel
and a little bit bigger because Jalen Ramsey's a lot bigger.
Because they want to cover. They want to cover because of the Bengals. Everyone did stuff because of the Bengals. We didn't do stuff for other people. They did stuff to compete against us. So moving on, NFC North. I have Green Bay winning the division. I have the Lions wild card, Minnesota wild card, and then the Bears coming in last. What do you think? You like that?
I feel like Lions still win the division.
I know it's hard to not, but I think Jared Goff's a good quarterback, but I think Jared Goff from time to time shits the bed really bad. Really bad. Yeah. And I think he's going to have some bad episodes coming up because people start getting filmed like, hey, let's take this away from him. I think he's good enough. And you know what? If you can win a Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts, you can win a Super Bowl, Jared Goff. Oh, so sure. Like Jalen Hurts has been proven the outlier. Like, hey, this guy, his number 1 play is getting pushed in his ass. So, I mean, if you can win doing that, then why can't Jared Goff win? But Minnesota and the Bears, what do you? The reason I picked Green Bay once again, it's a quarterback league. No, Jordan loves the man.
I love Green Bay. Green Bay's only gotten better. Their defense has gotten stronger,
and they're going to use Josh Jacobs even better this year too.
They got the kid Xavier McKinney from the Giants, right? Who played really well.
He was right.
They got him from the Giants, and he paid dividends right away.
Their defense front is always money, and let's keep it real. Green Bay, there is nothing to do but football. So these dudes are they're locked in day in and day out. That's why Green Bay, you know, they always produce a good team. There's nothing else to do in Green Bay but ball.
Yeah.
Right?
They take football serious.
They're focused. It's
you
like Joey
Josh
Bosa
Jacobs.
went to Buffalo.
You got Jordan Love. And Matthew Golden from Texas. You finally get Jordan Love, a solid receiver who can do it all. I love Matthew Golden this year, the rookie out of Texas.
That's the earliest receivers ever been taken by their franchise.
You know, they got all these, you know, they got these quick guys working out of the slot. They got Christian Watson who loves to get hurt and drop balls. I get it.
Let me ask you this.
But they finally got him a decent receiver.
Who's the receiver to own in fantasy from their team?
Jaden Reed.
No.
Jalen Reed?
No. Matthew Golden all day.
It's the rookie, huh?
Matthew Golden, the rookie.
Jaden Reed's going to get a lot more.
Romeo Dobbs?
I need Jaden. No, I need Jaden Reed to leave Green Bay already. He has so much potential, but
there's so many guys in Green Bay and he has so many weapons. Even the tight end. What's the name of the tight end? He's solid too.
Tucker Kraft.
Kraft cheese is good too.
Yeah, listen, man. At the end of the day, bro, they're gonna bring solid defense. They're gonna pound the rock. Jordan Love's a solid QB who loves to play in cold weather. They got a solid head coach, and they don't have distractions.
I think this is Jordan Love's 5th year being a professional quarterback.
I like him.
I think this is his Aaron Rodgers leap. Aaron Rodgers' 5th year, I believe, tore it up the league and won MVP. Jordan Love is my dark horse to win MVP. If Joe Burrow don't win it, I think Jordan Love can win the MVP. I think Jordan Love's a stud.
He has so much potential, though.
Yes.
No, getting back to the Lions though, a little bit. I think the Lions have the potential to fall flat on their face. When you lose an offensive coordinator, and we all watch the Lions.
They lost 2 of them.
We all watch, you know what? I'm not even, Aaron Glenn, yeah. He's all right. You lose Ben Johnson to a division team, okay? That's shockwaves. Something's gonna happen to that. Listen, Ben Johnson was special. I'm not saying he's gonna be a special head coach.
He has Caleb Williams now.
I'm not saying he's gonna be a special head coach because now as a head coach, you got to deal with not only the offense and designing and focusing your sole attention on an offense, but now you got to be a head coach worrying about, these kids going out at night, doing this, doing that, fights in the locker room instead of just focusing on offense. So that we'll see. The jury's out on Ben Johnson when it comes to being a head coach. But as an offensive coordinator, for the Lions to lose him, that might be trouble.
I could see
big trouble.
I could see Aaron Glenn having more success and that's not saying a lot because I'm not a big fan of what the Jets are going to do. I think they're going to win more games than the Bears. I think, you know what I mean? Because Ben Johnson went to the Bears, right? And Aaron Glenn went to the Jets. I think the Jets will win more games than the Bears. I think Ben Johnson's he's cool, but I think now that he has Caleb Williams, I think Caleb Williams is garbage.
I think this is the year Jahmyr Gibbs goes off again, too.
You're not going to go wrong with that, too.
You can't go wrong, but it's all about the volume with him.
Yeah.
Because David Montgomery takes reps from him,
One of them are leaving.
No, they're both.
They're both serviceable.
They're both serviceable.
But it's it's a little dicey where you take them. Is the squeeze worth the juice taking him at 5th or 6th in fantasy?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. That's what I think, too.
It's a wild card, man.
Because that's what people are trying to say.
And with Ben Johnson being gone, man, that high, I wouldn't do it. And people will. He will be high.
Everyone's forgetting about Minnesota, too. Minnesota's...
Well, JJ McCarthy, you know what I mean? Like, what's going to happen there? You know what I mean?
That is true. They got different quarterback.
I think they're going to be good because the coach is a good coach. I think he's going to make up. I think JJ McCarthy's situation could be like Bo Nix's situation. It's a great team. They put together a good defense, give him his little assets, ask him to manage the game, and then see what he becomes later as he gets more experience.
McCarthy's always proven he's the dude's a winner.
He is.
Okay.
Well, listen,
I realize that the NFL is a different level than college ball.
He looks like he's the moxie.
But the man's a winner, and not only he's a leader. These boys love him. They back him. They believe in him. His offensive line. So I really like McCarthy.
He can stand from the pocket and make throws. That's what I love him. And he had a year to sit back and look.
Absolutely.
But now it's time to see him in full game speed.
But you guys are cool on Green Bay winning the division.
Yeah.
Green Bay wins the division.
I'm cool with
Lions.
That. Minnesota for sure.
We'll see without Ben Johnson.
It's definitely wide open though.
This division's the NFC East is the one that kind of threw me for a loop. Like, yeah, Philadelphia's going to be there. They got a big team, strong. They're setting the new trend how to be in the NFL, bigger, not so much faster, just punk people. The original linebackers are 240. The D tackles coming in at 350, 360.
Huge.
They're huge. The offensive
Georgia,
lines,
baby, they're Georgia.
That's what they are.
Biggest and baddest.
But what's moved up for me is I have the Cowboys not making the playoffs, but finishing second in that division and competing. I think Dak Prescott has a lot to prove. I think George Pickens be on that team. And when I take a look at their roster, they're actually kind of solid. They're solid enough to where they're going to have a better record than the Commanders. And for sure, the Giants are going to be the ones at the bottom, the cellar here. But how do you feel about the Cowboys finishing over the Redskins? Not going to happen. Yeah. Was it Jaden Daniels?
That's a no for me.
On your list, I think Commanders take either Seattle's spot or Minnesota's spot being in the playoffs.
Because
Commanders are going to be in the playoffs this year.
I have basically, so at the end of the day, just to reveal, we have Philadelphia. I have Philadelphia winning division. I have Green Bay winning division. I have the Lions and Minnesota Wildcards. And then I have Atlanta winning their division. And on the NFC West, I have the Rams winning division. I have Seattle making it as a wild card. And I have the 49ers finishing last. How do you feel about the 49ers finishing last?
You did that one on purpose.
I didn't do that on purpose.
As me as a Niner fan, I can't respect that just because.
He did that on purpose.
I did not do that on purpose.
He did that on purpose.
I know, but I do see what you got going on. Our side is really hard, to be honest. Our division is really hard. Like Seattle just got Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And
that division always plays tough against each other regardless already.
But that's why I'm like, they're good though.
Go ahead. You know what? Honestly, I believe the NFC West is one of the weaker divisions. Okay,
that's how I feel.
I believe they're one of the weaker divisions.
I think they just play each other
in
hard.
The league. Okay, that's number one. I mean, that's the NFL. Everybody's gonna play pretty hard. Rams will win. I believe they're young. Defense showed up. They got, to me, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and Matthew Stafford.
Really, really good.
And I know
Niners
Matthew
are winning
Stafford's been
division.
around for a while, but he's very underrated. Okay,
Hot take: Rams #1 defense in fantasy this year for sure.
they might be a little young for that.
yeah,
I
Okay.
think
they
they're
might.
ready.
They might be a little young for that.
I think they're ready.
Okay,
I still think
I think
Minnesota's up there.
Seattle falls
Broncos.
back drastically. I think Sam Darnold had a solid year.
I like Cooper Kupp.
Solid year. But
And Jackson Smith and the Jigba.
Arizona, I think they might take a step forward just because of how bad they were last year, right?
I think
but
Kyle
the
Murray's
Niners,
ass is on the
who
line.
they lose, man? They lost Dre Greenlaw, who's already out.
And we got rid of Debo, which
He's
I'm
already
glad.
That's gonna hurt. Them losing Debo is gonna be. It's gonna hurt them. That's the heart and soul of the team.
And that's why I don't
think so, though.
Listen, that team is well coached. They have a great general manager. And what's the owner's name?
Jed York.
Right? When's the last time you heard that dude's name? And
Nothing.
you don't hear about him. Listen, he gets out of the way.
He got
John
some-
Lynch knows what he's doing. Shanahan knows what he's doing. They will win games. What gets them is the end of the year when Brock Purdy can't play in cold weather. Listen, that's a fact. Brock Purdy cannot
But Christian
play in cold
McCaffrey was
weather.
able to bail them out, and Christian McCaffrey's not the same guy anymore.
But
No,
our
and he's
games
not.
from the year we went to
Listen.
the Super Bowl to last year was a lot different. Like we weren't playing in Buffalo in the middle of a snowstorm.
So you're just
So
hoping that you play in a good spot when
Right,
it matters.
right,
That's
that's
what it
it.
comes down to.
But I
We don't know
Purdy
what's going to
cannot
happen.
throw
At
it.
the end of the
rain,
day, you can't really rely on most quarterbacks during the winter. Like it really just depends though. Really just
No, I
depends.
take that. No,
I
look at-
think
that's
those
what
guys are
makes
meant-
quarterbacks great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
no,
Brock
I-
Purdy
no, I
can't
get
do it.
that.
If it's windy, Brock Purdy's done. If it's raining, Brock Purdy's
His
done.
accuracy falls.
Oh,
and then
But I've seen
he
him win a
can't
lot
throw
of big
30
games
yards.
though, so I can't really feel that bad about
and I think
that,
the
though.
offensive line is not what it used to be.
Yeah, for sure. But I
no.
feel like I've seen him win a lot of big games already that I can't really count him out though.
I think the
Completely.
49ers are hurting their organization because they held on to players a little too long than they were supposed to.
Which ones?
Fred Warner.
No, I like Fred.
I think
I like Fred.
what's the use of having him if you're not a Super Bowl
I disagree
contender?
with you. They-
And that's the delusion. I think the 49ers.
Okay, hold on.
You think the 49ers
They actually did the opposite.
Let me
They actually
double-
did the opposite. No, I do not.
Enlighten me.
Let me double back on that real quick. If them use that same mentality with you, if you're wasting that, then why do the Bengals have Joe Burrow? Then you guys aren't going to the Super Bowl with
What are
him.
you talking about? Because you have to have a franchise quarterback.
But it doesn't matter.
You do not have a franchise quarterback.
But
you
you're
have
telling me
Brock Purdy.
you're telling me that the Niners shouldn't have Fred Warner because you think we're not Super Bowl
no,
contenders
you're
or
not
something?
contenders because you have these high level players.
That doesn't make no sense.
It does. That's why you let go deep. You have to cut the fat.
But
now.
you're not going to let
You're
go
not-
of your best defensive player, though. He's literally one of the best linebackers in the league, if not the best linebacker.
Okay, that we I think three of us here agree that doesn't make it. I disagree with it wholeheartedly.
The Fred
Warner's
Warner?
a stud. You keep
Yeah,
him in the
I
middle.
get it.
He's
but,
the leader.
But to
They-
what? To
and-
be 6 or to be whatever
no,
6
that's
and
why
10
that's
or
why they
6
got
and 11.
Greenlaw gone.
Yeah, he's out.
Greenlaw gone. Hafunga gone.
Yeah.
Listen, those are the guys you
But
don't
why-
pay.
out.
Those are the
But
guys
why would
you
you
don't
have
pay.
him too? Like I think they just need to gut it. I think they needed to gut it, and I think by
They
them
basically did
Yeah.
by
Almost.
letting rid of
They brought
Debo.
they brought back the one thing they should not have brought back. They should have figured out another game plan off for Brock Purdy. They should have figured something out. I think because you can't win with him. What are you gonna do with him now?
You need-
have the best possible
but
team you can put around him.
But you need someone competent, okay? And he's at least competent.
They could have
You
saved money. They could have got
understand.
Geno. It would have been the same thing.
No. That you don't do that. You don't mess with the chemistry like that, okay? In the NFL, definitely. I disagree with you 100%. Brock Purdy is what he is. He cannot play in cold weather. He won't get him over that hump. He needs a talented team around him. McCaffrey's not going to last. He's going to get
not.
hurt. I get it, but I'm not having them at the end of that division. Seattle might be last in that division. Arizona might be last in that division.
But not the
it's
Niners, though.
Rams, Niners.
Or
Rams
Niners,
gonna
Rams.
win it.
I
Okay?
think either Rams and Niners or Niners and
Last
Rams.
year I had a
That's
hot
how I
take.
feel.
I had a hot take last year before the season started, and I told people the 49ers were going to start 0-3. They won their first game barely, and they lost the next two. So I'm on to something. I'm seeing the decline of the 49ers, and their window is closed. It's done.
But
it's shut.
I don't feel that way, though. I feel like because we felt like that with the Eagles last year. Eagles started off completely shitty. And then out of nowhere, they didn't look good when they played Green Bay and over there in Brazil. They didn't look good.
I don't think you have the assets like they do. They don't have. They have a
but
stellar line.
But everyone from the beginning, just like how you thought the Niners didn't look good in the beginning, that's how it was with the Eagles. And then look, Eagles won the Super Bowl. Like it just you as the season goes on, the teams start becoming a little bit.
They're going to have to really do a lot of stuff if they don't win this year in the next 2 years to really fix their salary cap. And they're going to be set. They're going to be set back.
The Eagles?
No, the 49ers.
Are you talking about salary cap?
Yeah, because
That's you guys.
No,
I mean,
no, yeah, well, we know that. We know that already.
I don't think salary cap's a partner.
I think Christian McCaffrey
We have no salary problems though. We have money.
No, salary cap's not a problem. They're lacking a little bit of talent right now, but they have the right.
We have money though. They have money.
The right GM. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. It's just, it is what it is.
And everybody likes to toot. I was tooting John Lynch's horn a lot too, and I was like, he's a good GM, but he also drafted Trey Lance and came up on Brock Purdy.
I think that was Shanahan's call. I don't think that was. I think that was Shanahan's call.
Shanahan said, "I got this."
Well, I think, but you got to think, if you got someone running your offense, you're gonna think, okay, let me listen to what he's got. You know what I mean? He's the one that's gonna be running the offense, not John Lynch on the sideline.
So I'm going on record. This is why we're doing this. That the 49ers are gonna finish last. So you need to call. That's. I think that's a super hot take, and I'm not doing it for the off factor. I just really think, I think the other shoe fell off of Cinderella and the.
But you got to think though, we have one of the easiest schedules this year. I don't see us not losing. I don't see us being last though, and I can admit to that. Being a Niner fan, we have one of the easiest schedules this year. If we don't,
we don't know until we know, because you never know who gets hurt.
Well, you know what I mean? I understand that, but
anybody can beat anybody on Sunday, and I think Brock Purdy. I think this is it. I think this is like,
just started a contract. It's not it.
No, it's gonna be like, damn, we gave him money and he's just basically
he took us to a Super Bowl though. I mean, you can't really get mad about that.
He did.
You can't get mad about
that. Team was good. That team was a stud team.
He also brought us back against the fucking Lions. That NFC game looked terrible from the beginning.
We do remember the ball going off of homeboy's face mask and Brandon Ayuk catching that softball.
That's just
they should have lost to Green Bay and they should have lost to Detroit that year. You know, the year that you wish you had back was the year that he got hurt. They lost to Philadelphia. Where Christian McCaffrey was dropping back and throwing passes. But anyways, 49ers finishing last. The last division, NFC South, Atlanta, Tampa, Carolina, and the Saints. Real quick, I'm going to just touch on the Carolina Panthers. I think the Carolina Panthers might have the worst quarterback drafted number 1 in the NFL ever. And the reason I say that is because as we stand here, Bryce Young would probably be the same size as us. He's a little guy. He doesn't, like they say, he's intelligent, he's smart, but I mean, there's no way that this guy is an NFL quarterback and he's going to be able to stay on the field. I hope, you don't wish any injuries on anybody, but I just don't understand how they think he's an NFL quarterback. And I think he's going to be on the bench by week 4. I think the nightmare of last year is going to happen again this year.
I think Andy Dalton is going to come off the bench again.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, listen, Bryce Young looked terrible. He was benched.
But he started picking it up.
But he definitely started picking it up. They got him a receiver, right? Who's the guy running the ball from? Chuba Hubbard, right?
Chuba
Hubbard. Right?
And they got a decent backup. So
he doesn't have a lot of talent around him. Okay,
he doesn't.
I think Bryce Young needs a fresh start. He
needs a good offensive coordinator to save his ass.
Good team around
to hide all the flaws.
He needs some mentorship, is what he needs.
Yeah, he's got a lot of flaws.
Honestly, he's little, but arm strength.
Little.
I mean, he's no Brock Purdy.
How tall is he? Shane?
He throws a lot better.
Who?
How tall is Bryce Young? 5'10",
5'9".
Yeah,
5'9".
But that division is absolute hot garbage. I think Tampa wins that division.
5'10".
I think Baker Mayfield might get his offensive coordinator another head coaching job, whoever that is this year. Baker Mayfield's balling out. Bottom line, he came back. He said he's an alpha. I believe Baker Mayfield's an alpha, bro, and the dudes believe in him. And he shows up year in and year out.
I mean, he tore us up last year.
I'm gonna go in and let you know. Okay, I'm gonna segue into something here. So I also sent you the thing with basically the top quarterbacks, and I ranked them okay, I see, and what the fuck. So okay is Jordan Love. Like, okay, we see this coming. I think he's gonna have a big jump this year, and he's gonna tear it up. I see is the Michael Penix. I think Michael Penix has a bunch of explosive players around him. I think he's going to have multiple games over 300 yards. I think he's going to make mistakes, but that offense is going to be a juggernaut when it comes to offense. I think their offense might be one of the top offenses in fantasy, and I think that's going to result in wins. What the fuck is Drake May, which I already went over already with you guys. And then stay away from Baker Mayfield. Stay away from Baker Mayfield because I know a Fugazi when I see it. And I'm telling you, you guys got fooled. I remember who he was.
Baker Mayfield been in the league now?
Oh,
Been at least
How
like
many
7 years.
7 years, right?
the last 2.
Hopefully, yeah.
Maybe he'll fool somebody eventually, right? Well, I don't know.
Oh no, I know who he is. He's gonna regress.
Even when
He
you was
keeps
with the
getting-
shitty ass
he just
Browns.
keeps getting paid, right?
Yeah.
Even with that,
Well,
with the trash Browns, but
He's
somehow
still-
he
he
came
was
back.
horrible with the Browns. He went to the
came back.
Rams.
But
Sean McVay coached him up. The Raiders blitzed him and left a one-on-one. He got all kinds of confidence on a Thursday night game, and he took off after that. And then he inherited the Tampa Bay team. He inherited the Tampa Bay team that Tom Brady had. It was set up. Todd Bowles, defense coordinator. He came in and he handled business. He did a
The
good
man's a
job.
winner. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards.
Losing record
A
this
lot
year.
more touchdowns than interceptions.
I think he's
Yeah.
a
The guy's a gamer,
He's a
period.
winner.
He's a gamer.
a
Okay,
winner.
I just
bottom
don't see
line.
how you don't have
Michael
no respect
Penix?
for him though.
I don't
Michael
have.
Penix-
It's not that I don't have respect for him. I see him like he gets lucky on a lot of stuff. And I
don't
think
think it's luck.
I think last year what you guys saw.
But that's what you're saying, kind of with the Bengals. If they would have made that kick, if they would listen, you can't have
Kickers
both
are
ways.
kickers.
Listen, this is the NFL. Sometimes you are going to get lucky. It's just, but you
Yeah.
got to put yourself in a position to be able to get lucky, and that makes it from a win to a loss. And that's where Baker puts you.
But
The dude puts you in that position. The guys believe in him, and he wins. The guy's a winner. Don't matter. Look at Cohen. He's a head coach. That nerd who's going to
Yeah.
fall flat on his face. I wouldn't be surprised if Cohen is not the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars by the end of this year.
Maybe.
I get fired.
Maybe.
I would not be surprised.
You never know what it's going to bring us, but I'm going to stay solid on my Baker Mayfield. Hey, what's a hotter take? The Baker Mayfield or the 49ers finishing last? What has a better chance of happening?
They're both bad hot takes.
They're both hot.
Bad hot
bad hot takes.
I don't see
I
Niners
mean, to
finishing
say
last.
Michael Penix, might he throw for more than 300 yards?
Oh, he's going to throw for 300 yards.
Oh.
I'm just saying he's going to
Yeah,
throw for a
I'm
lot of
sure he
yards.
is.
He's going to be involved in a lot of fantasy points.
But you got to
You're gonna
think
be
though,
like,
they
okay,
have
say
a
that
veteran
team
sitting
is
on the
gonna
bench.
be a
so-
juggernaut.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
crazy.
So let me segue into the next thing.
That's
Receivers, Drake London. I think Drake London's going to have a really good season this year. I think the value in fantasy. I want to say he's going to be in finish in the top 7 when it comes to receivers in fantasy. He's going to go off because of Penix. A lot of targets. I see Marvin Harrison. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is pretty easy. We see that he's going to take a big jump. I think Marvin Harrison has potential to be a top 5 fantasy receiver this year. And what the fuck is Keon Coleman? I think Keon Coleman's going to ride to the party, and I think he's going to have a big season for the Buffalo Bills.
But to take away from Drake London, like I know he's pretty damn good. Don't get me wrong, but Bijan Robinson is probably going to take a lot of his looks and touches away. Though you don't think Penix is going to drop back and you do the same shit? That
Well, I think they want to take away Robinson from him. They want to take,
I don't
and they
know,
want him
that
to throw the
dude's a
ball.
fucking
And
stud,
then people are going to
though.
realize, oh shit, Penix can throw the ball. What did we know about Penix? He can throw it. He can throw the ball.
Panic, he's a pure passer, right? But listen, you get pressure in that kid's face and he falls apart. Texas put a little bit of pressure on him and he fell up. He crumbled like an old cookie.
He's a left-handed Warren Moon. That's what he is. He delivers the ball well from the pocket. And he puts it, he's got that lefty
At the
throw.
end of the
I'm
day,
telling you.
Listen, that pocket gets real dirty in the NFL. You get some good defensive coordinators, bring in pressure, which they know, and Michael Penix is going to crumble like an old cookie.
No.
And not only that,
I think
the
he's gonna
man
go off.
has a serious injury history dating back
He
to his
has.
college days.
But he's not a running quarterback. You know what I mean? He's gonna
he
stay
never
there.
has been.
No,
He's still been injured.
Yeah, but yeah.
Michael
that's true.
Penix, to me, no, I ain't touching that dude. With
And
10
then
football.
stay away from scary Terry McLaurin. I don't like him this year. I think Debo's going to take targets from him. I could see. I think the Commanders are going to take a step back a little bit.
I think the Commanders would be dumb if they didn't get Terry involved. He showed that he was the number 1 guy last year.
It's not so much that I get involved. I think they just have
I think
temper
that's going to open up.
expectations.
That's going to open up.
Debo's going to help open that field up a little
Maybe.
bit more.
Because they're going to be so worried
Maybe.
about
Because there
Debo.
wasn't another receiver over there to
It
help
opens him up.
Terry out.
It only helps Terry.
I'm not a fan of him. He's in a contract situation right now, and I just see that sometimes like everybody's focusing on Daniels. He's CJ Stroud of last year, and I think that whole like knowing him, knowing the system, having film on him is going to set that whole team back.
I don't know. Daniels.
That's what he's the real deal. I think he's better than Lamar Jackson, but I just think like you have to temper expectations when it comes to fantasy points and their team overall, because last year they just hit a hot streak. He made a lot of throws. He was new on the scene. It's kind of hard to stop something where you don't know.
Made a lot of throws. That throw against the Bengals was pretty damn historical.
That was when you said, okay, he's a real quarterback. He dropped the
That
ball
dime
in the bucket.
back of the corner.
Again to McLaurin. Yeah, I know. I saw it.
I know you remember.
I saw it. So running backs, I have Chase Brown. We saw that coming. We know Chase Brown's going to have a pretty good season. It matters where you get him in fantasy. I see Amarion Hampton from the Chargers. I think it's gonna take about a month, and he's gonna take over. And I think there's a good chance this guy might be, for like 3 or 4, weeks running the league. And when it comes to rushing, he's gonna pop really fast.
Who I think he's gonna from the jump.
You think
he's taking that job? That's his job.
I say a month.
They got a great offense. They got a really good offensive line in front of him. Dude's gonna run the ball hard. He's not great at making that first guy miss, which was kind of why it kind of was. I don't know about Amari and Hampton, because in the NFL you got to make that first guy miss, no matter how big and strong you are. So that's the one. It was kind of like I don't know about Hampton, but he's got a great offensive line, great head coach in front of him. They like to pound the rock. Omari and Hampton. He should have a decent year.
He's tied into a lot of good things.
But Najee Harris is still going to have a job for sure, though.
Najee?
I just say that because he's a bigger running back.
They're going to utilize him.
But you want to beat the defense up. That's the guy you're going to use. And
I think the Chargers are all in, and they're going to use the shit out of Hampton.
And Harris. I would feel like.
I think Najee Harris can be upset that he signed with the Chargers.
Yeah, he's going to be upset.
I'm not. Yeah.
I also like RJ Harvey from the Broncos. I think he's going to have a good season. I think he's going to kill it. I think he's going to get a lot of opportunities, and he's going to be like Alvin Kamara type.
You know who I forget? Who I think you're forgetting about is Bucky Irving from the Buccaneers.
Okay. Travis Etienne has a lot to prove there. So I see him, but Berkey for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Bucky.
Not Gibson. Yes. So Bucky Irvin's cool, but I'm not a fan of Tampa Bay overall in general. So that's why I'm like, they're not on my radar. I think that whole team's just going to not be good.
Because they got 2 good. They got Rashad White or something like that.
Rashad White,
yeah.
And then Bucky Irving. The other guy from is Gibson, right?
Yeah,
Gibson. Tank Gibson. Stay away from Devon A-Train. He's high on everybody's list. I'm not a fan of him. I think the peak of him is already hit already. And we're not going to see I think the whole Miami experience was cool. It was here. It got a lot of excitement. But then everybody realized Tua's not mobile. A-Train you can't have on every 3 downs. I think just that team they just need to blow it up already.
They should have picked up Najee, to be honest, to kind of
they're just not
spread that weight around.
They're not built for the way the NFL is supposed to be played right now. So that's why I'm not a fan of him.
And Tua's definitely very iffy right now. Injury prone. He's definitely good. He got an arm and stuff.
But you guys really, I know you guys are stay away from A-Train. I'm telling you guys that. But I know people are going to take him probably 8th overall in fantasy.
Oh, no.
He's there.
First round.
I think as the drafts get closer, people are going to start. He's going to go in the top 10.
Top 10?
Yeah.
No
he's
way.
that pendejo that's going to take him because you know why?
10 players way better than that.
Yeah, but on everyone's list right now, I've been noticing he's top 10.
He's going 2nd or 3rd round.
I think I'm going to say
first round.
If you get A-Chan in the 3rd round, man, you're winning. That's all
you're winning. Yeah,
running back ranks. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Running back ranks. I want to say he's in the top 10 in running back rankings. I don't even think he should be top 10 in that. That's what I'm saying. Not first round draft pick in fantasy.
Oh, okay.
But top 10 overall running back. That's what I saw. I noticed that over and over again, which I don't even think he should be in that, bro. I don't think he should be in that.
That's fair. I mean, there's a lot of damn good running backs out right now.
There is, but it's who are horses? Some of these guys are okay, I play this series, you play that series.
Josh Jacobs, man.
That's a stud, which we knew last year he was. I told you not to trade him away.
I knew it.
I told this. Oh, you traded.
Yeah, you got him. Hey, but I picked up G5, man. I thought Garrett Wilson was going to do something.
You know what it is? Because Josh Jacobs is grinder, bro. And everybody, he said it earlier. Anybody that goes to a smaller market, you become a part of the community. And it becomes high school, and they play harder.
They're focused. They got nothing else to do.
But he was smart, though. Josh Jacobs was smart to go from the Raiders.
Well, he got overpaid, man. They gave him almost $25 million for 2 years.
They said, okay.
They had to overpay him. He took the money, which
he said, shit, I'll live in Green Bay.
Good for him, right? He got paid. You know what I'm saying? But the dude's a baller. He can catch, and they finally used him out of the backfield a little bit. The man can play ball.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
And he's a legit running back. Just hand him the rock.
He can do it all.
But I told you not to trade him.
And the backup is pretty good, too. That's why I was... Hey, but when I traded him, they weren't using him as efficiently as they started using him towards the end, which I should have waited.
Cold weather,
and figured it out. Yeah,
start running the ball.
But they kept integrating that backup running back more than I was expecting. I was like, you have Josh Jacobs and you signed him to a fat contract. Why are you getting the backup involved more than him? There was points where the second string was taking more reps than Josh Jacobs.
Well, Green Bay's all about getting reps and getting people ready because they're next man up really good about that.
Yeah.
They're very good about that. They don't put all their eggs in one basket.
And the thing is this, you got to stay ready. You got to, make sure this guy's healthy going into the playoffs as well. All right. So that's one thing I'm sure they had in mind. You don't want to overfeed your studs, right? Because it's all about winning that ship. So
No, definitely.
you got to be healthy going into the playoffs.
If there's one player, I know we're gonna have a draft, and we're gonna have a draft, and we're just kind of leaking stuff. But if there was one player that you feel very good about, that like I can get this guy in the third round and he's really worth the first round talent this year, what player is it?
I hate to say it because, like I said, you guys are all going to be my enemies in a few weeks. But
go ahead.
I'm going to say Kittle. No, I'm being serious. Kittle's going to be.
No way. The 49er fan said Kittle.
I say Kittle because Kittle's.
So you're telling me Kittle, you want to get him in the first round instead of the third round?
I would like to. If that was.
We're good. We're getting off to a good start.
No, I said I would like to go that way because as a tight end, the tight end market is really not that good, and I figured that out last year.
Who is the number one tight end? It's George Kittle in your eyes?
No,
I would say it's either him or is Brock Bowers, because when George Kittle's involved, he's involved all around. He
is catching the ball a lot, but Brock Bowers coming into the league one off like, hey, it doesn't matter.
Record-breaking tight end.
Yeah, but Minshew and who else threw him the ball last year?
And you had to because he was so wide open.
But then again, who else is over there though? You know what I mean? Like, there's no Brock Bowers. Obviously, if
he's got to put a little bit there.
With what?
There's not a lot of target. I mean, there's one guy to eat up all the targets.
There's no one over there.
Oh man,
Mitchell couldn't even let the play develop.
Yeah, he just said, "Fuck it, I'm throwing it to
Jacoby
Bowers."
Myers is very, very underrated. The guy's
he's
a
super
solid
good. Don't get me
pro.
wrong.
Okay, but the thing is this: you got pieces. You don't have that one stud, Devontae Adams. We all know how that worked out. Kick rocks, boy. Get out of here. That's good. I'd rather have the dude working pieces. We got Ashton Genty with a nice young offensive line that was very, 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 very underrated. Now when you got Powers Johnson in the middle, anchoring that pivot, you'd be surprised, man, if he's not the best center in the league by the end of the year. Jackson Powers Johnson is no joke.
He looks nasty. He looks like a Raider.
And listen, bro, What are we forgetting here? Ashton Genty. You got to stack the box. You got to stack the box against that boy. Now you got the big 6'5" kid out of Tennessee, Thornton running down the sideline. 6'5", 4.3 speed, okay? We got speed on the outside. We got guys that do not drop the ball in Jacoby Myers, and we got a record-breaking tight end and a guy who's...
They got a lot of parts.
And they got a lot. And Chip Kelly, who has shown that he can make it happen. I'm telling you guys...
Where does he finish in fantasy?
Who's that?
Your running back. Where does he finish?
Well, you know what, man? They're going to feed him the rock. I don't know where he finishes.
I don't think they're going to feed him the rock. I think they're going to give it to
pass
him.
The ball a lot.
No, I did think they're not going to blow his engine quite yet because they're not that team.
I'll tell you right now, he's a first-round pick all day.
You think he's a first-round pick?
100%.
No, I know for sure he's a first-round pick.
He's definitely a first-round
pick.
But
like, let me say...
who's your first-round pick?
Well, I have a philosophy in fantasy. My philosophy in fantasy is getting a good running back if I have a number 4 pick, and then somehow end up with Drake London on when it comes back to me. Drake London, somebody, and Marvin Harrison Jr. That's what I'm wanting. But if I think there's one running back that's going to kill it this year, and that's like a for sure shoe-in, he's the number one guy is Bijan Robinson.
You know who I think people should stay away from this year is, I hate to say it, and I know he's fucking bad, but I think Saquon. I really think something, like I said, he's badass. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like something like
I think the offensive line is too good.
The guy I like in the third round, and I took him.
And he's a first round talent.
I took him last year, and it took them a while to get him going. But I think Chase Brown is the guy. If you get him as your number 2, number 3 back, I think Chase Brown, because the Bengals finally opened their eyes too late in the season, but they got to feed that dude the rock.
Yeah. He's definitely the number 1 flex.
I really like Chase Brown later on, where he can go mess around and win you a lead.
Well, he can score like that. You know, a 60-yarder. He's fast. He's perfect for our offense. That's why we let go of Joe Mixon, because we didn't have the explosiveness.
But Mixon looks good with the Houston Texans. He plays that role really good over.
But he has no, like, his fantasy value is just like, okay.
Their offensive line already took a huge hit.
Yeah, with tons of
bench.
So yeah, I don't know about Mixon. That's a little scary for me.
Okay.
You know?
Now
we go Puka.
You go Puka. Well, Puka's gonna go in the second round.
I like
maybe third round.
I like.
Well, I don't know. It's just the bad thing about it is Puka.
They got.
Getting Puka
Ferguson.
one though.
Everybody does
That
like
kid's
Ferguson.
good. He's
but
nice.
I like Devontae Adams in that offense.
The bad thing, Puka
gotta
has
put
a
up
deal
points.
with Devontae now being in the offense. Devontae's on the
Devontae Adams
Rams
with
now.
Matthew Stafford. And, yeah, he took over for Cooper Kupp.
And at the end of the day, bro, it's the common denominator. Matthew Stafford, he's a G. He's going to get the ball where it needs to be. They got him a solid route
Getting
runner.
old, though.
Matthew Stafford can make every throw in the NFL. He showed it last year. He showed it year in and year out. And I love me some Matthew Stafford.
So they just recently came out with the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. And so I'm going to kind of gloss over this real quick, but I'm going to give you my top 5 so you can hold me to it, because this will be the top 5 at the end of the season when it comes to everything and above. When it says, okay, this is a top 5 quarterback that leaves it up for debate, whatever. I think Joe Burrow is going to be number 1. I think I'm going to leave Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is, I'm going to say he's 0. Because he's like, let's make room for another quarterback. Like, he is the man until somebody wins a Super Bowl. But I think Joe Burrow's number 1. I think Josh Allen is going to go up like another level. I think Josh Allen this year is going to throw the ball from the pocket a lot more and run less and show you that he's a stud and his game's going to evolve. I think I like Jordan Love before Herbert. I think Jordan Love's going to show us being in that system for 5 years and having more weapons. I think he's going to take the next big leap. And Lamar Jackson, I was never a Lamar Jackson fan. Never a Lamar Jackson fan. But he is the best running back that plays quarterback in the NFL, and he does a damn good job. A good job doing it. He's a stud. But you know and I know the biggest knock on him that I keep telling you guys is that he'll never win 3 games in a row in the playoffs.
So you believe that Herbert's going to end up a top 5 quarterback in Harbaugh's offense?
No,
there's no way.
No, I think
There is
no
way that's possible.
No, so let me do this
And he
again.
got no receivers.
No. Joe,
Mind you.
statistically in wins. Remember, I said statistically in wins, like accolades throughout the year. Like this year, not last year. This year,
Right.
I think it's Joe Burrow. Okay, and then I said Jordan Love.
You don't think CJ
Josh
Stroud
Allen.
comes around?
You like Josh Allen.
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson, and number 5. Like I said, I'm Patrick Mahomes is the man. He's basically 0. He's above 1. But if I had to pick another quarterback to keep your eye on and to understand that the evolution of him is coming again, is Justin Herbert. And I am going to add Justin Herbert because the wins and how they're going to be as a team, his efficiency.
I don't think for fantasy.
Not for fantasy, but overall fantasy, wins, everything, like all of it. And I think he's going to be a solid backup in fantasy. He's not going to throw the ball a lot, but he is going to throw a little ball more because they're going to stack the box. They're going to run all over people. Joe Alt, Slater, their line is just
That
stacked.
doesn't help them because they got McConkey, and that's it. And I don't even think
They have Trey Harris that hasn't signed yet. I think it's Trey Harris.
Signed yet. Yeah, he's good. He's second, third rounder. What did he get at Ole Miss? Yeah, he's all right.
Mike Williams retired.
Quinn Johnson, I'm gonna drop every
Mike
single
Williams.
ball thrown.
Quinn
to me.
Johnson can't catch a
listen,
call.
man. They didn't get the kid any help. It almost looked like, I don't know. Well, at least it was a second round pick in Trey Harris.
Who has a better wide receiver core? Wide receivers, you guys or the Chargers?
We do. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby Myers never dropped the ball. Jacoby Myers is very, very underrated. I'm telling you, and that rookie kid. And you can't, when you're talking about receiving core, you have to add Brock Bowers. The man caught how many balls last? 110 balls? What was it, something like that? Broke records. Over 1,000 yards receiving as a rookie. And we had nobody around him. We didn't have a running back. They could key on Brock Bowers. And Brock Bowers said, I don't care.
And he had 110 catches?
Key on me all you want. What's the next record? I'm going to break it. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And that's all he did.
He is a stud. And it's weird. It looks like he moves in slow motion.
Bottom line. And that, you know, and all the great, Travis Kelce looked the same way.
He did.
Okay.
He did.
I'm telling you, man, the Brock Bowers, when you talk our receiving core, Brock Bowers.
Are you ready to go on record to say the Raiders are making the playoffs this year?
No,
okay.
I don't believe they are. I don't know.
You heard it here first.
Okay, but do you think Brock Bowers will do just as good as last year, or do you think he'll have like?
Oh, I know he will.
Oh, it's going to be it's going to be
me. I've always kept it 100. I'm not a homer. Like a certain Bengal fan I know.
I'm not a homer.
Right?
This is factual. The Joe Burrow is the man.
I always keep it 100 no matter what.
I do too.
And
Joe Burrow's the man.
Bullshit.
Okay, we're gonna leave that there, right?
Joe Burrow's the man. I was on the Joe Burrow hype train before everybody.
You had me burnt when you said Josevac as a number 2 receiver.
Well,
That's when you had
during
me.
the season that might happen. T. Higgins gets hurt. Process of elimination. Josevac steps up. He starts catching a bunch of balls.
Who?
Andre Josevac.
Can you give us a breakdown on this
Don't
man?
ask me to spell it.
Most fans don't know who this kid is, right?
I want to phone a friend. Yo no speak English. No, I'm just... Yes, I'm a huge Cincinnati Bengals fan, and I've been humble a lot of times. I've been opportunistic about the team, but I've never to a point where it's like, I'm going to get out of pocket for something that isn't true. And I believe that Joe Burrow is the baddest quarterback in the NFL, because when you can go in the locker room and you get grown men to follow you to war, that means something, brother.
Yeah, but the thing
that
is
means
this,
something.
They got a dude that likes to fall flat on his face when it hits the fan. Okay, that offensive coordinator / head coach. What's his name?
No, Dan Pritchard, because we lost Callahan. Pritchard's the offense. Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor is the coach, the head coach.
Zach Taylor's the offensive coordinator of that team. It don't matter who the title is. Just like these coaches under Sean McVay, who, by the way, Cohen was underneath him, and he was considered offensive coordinator. But who calls the plays for the Rams?
McVay.
Okay, just like with Andy Reid and what was that offensive coordinator that everybody was upset because he's not getting a head coaching job. All right, he's out of the league now as well. Listen, they might put the title of offensive coordinator on somebody. That don't mean nothing. Okay, Sean McVay's always going to call the plays. Zach Taylor in Cincinnati's always going to call the plays.
That's
and everybody's going to remember what he did in the Super Bowl when he couldn't put two men to block Aaron Donald.
Couldn't.
All he had to do.
None of those guys play in the league anymore except for Jonah Williams.
One-on-one. The dude, when it hits the fan, Zach Taylor falls flat on his face.
Our offense was built to have 3 receivers. It was hard. We would have to literally adjust who we were to get where we got.
Zach Taylor's an issue for that team as
maybe.
their owner.
If there's one reason we do not
You guys should
make
won
it to the
that
next
Super Bowl.
level, yeah, it's because of him. And you know what? We'll have everybody lined up ready to take the job.
Yeah, you'd have to pay another head coach, and we know Paul Brown doesn't want to pay anybody.
Cue the Velcro.
Right. Man doesn't want to pay anybody. He wants to be a distraction.
My overall take on everything that I want everybody to understand from this and not forget, that's going to prove that I'm a G. At one point I was called the guru. I'm not the guru anymore.
2 years back.
A very long time ago. I've been playing fantasy for a long time, and I had a good run, won a lot of championships, but I've ran across these new people that play fantasy. And back then, I'm from old school where you used to buy a magazine and you read from it and you educate yourself. Not that the information not so long ago before the internet, but it was cooler to do that. But now people show up with laptops. They're getting all their information. You're getting force fed. If you're an average person, you can be a great fantasy player. And I'm just here to reclaim what was once mine. So that was the purpose of this, for me to come back and to show you, and remember this hot take: Baker Mayfield is trash. And you know what? There's still things I know how to do. I can tell what's real and what's fake. And his shit is going to hit the fan, and it's no good. It's no good. Remember that. So go if you
So we're gonna end it with Baker Mayfield is trash.
Yeah. Yes. Because I want not for
I'm
me.
going on record with saying I disagree.
Okay. But I want you guys to remember that. That's why I said, and I brought it to your attention, because last year was last year, this year is this year.
Or like trash is like this coming up year, or trash
Like
is
they're
like
not
maybe
gonna make
like
the
10
playoffs.
for years.
And he's nowhere near gonna have a season like the way he had the last year. Nowhere near it.
But why though?
Because he throws the ball hard, and it's like he came into a situation where he benefited from everything, and everything was kind of just there for him. The division's weak. It was a perfect storm for him. Everything's going to get harder for him. Want to know why? Certain people, and Mike Evans is older. They've lost linemen. They're just not the set. Godwin's not, you know what I mean? We'll see. I just can tell, like, he has, when he talks, you can see, like, he's not like Joe Burrow. He's not a leader of men. He just got everybody fooled. Sooner or later, the cream rises to the top. And I think his shit's already topped out. And I'm not a Baker Mayfield hater. I'm not.
Sure sounds like him.
No, I'm not.
Sounds like
No,
man's been in the league for 7 years.
Yeah. And remember when he had those commercials and he couldn't throw the ball and he couldn't do shit? And he was the progressive. He was horrible, bro.
Don't.
And he was full of himself. He started feeling himself. And he came back down to earth. He linked up with McVay and he had a good run. But he inherited Tom Brady's team, bro. Tom Brady's team. And I know people are going to pile on, but the thing is, the season hasn't started yet. That's the beautiful thing about this. We're putting it on wax now. It's being said. All the chips are being pushed to the middle, and that's what's being said.
Weak division, great head coach.
And he's super confident
defensive
right
coordinator.
now, too.
Egbuka can run any route you ask. Powerful. You're gonna have Godwin. You still have Evans with experience. You got the kid Bucky Irving running the ball. You got Tristan Wirfs, one of the better left tackles in the game.
And I think, they got Cade Otton too over there.
I'll tell you what, man. I don't think you could be further from the truth. Like, yes. But
I want
it's on film now, baby.
It's on film. And my final thoughts. I watched flag football this week, and it led me to believe that the WNBA has lost an opportunity to gain a market share in July. Because the WNBA is wanting money, wearing shirts, doing all this stuff. If you take a look on the NFL Network, there's kids at 14 years old doing amazing things. We got kids that already have, deals already in place, already getting offers. The WNBA has failed. And the NFL, again, has showed us that this is how you take over a market share. They own July now with this flag football league thing. And that's all I have to say. And you're probably not going to get the money. And the NBA is probably going to let it go. Caitlin Clark should have went to the Big Three to play with Ice Cube. That would have probably got her more money. I'm out.